What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the titles going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Y'all see it. I find it, pretty wild. With Ilhan Omar, what she's about, what she's doing. If y'all don't know, she had recently got on the podcast with Hasan Piker. Hasan Piker, obviously is a person I didn't even know of Hasan Piker until I seen the podcast. With him and Ilhan together. But he's saying Hamas over Israel every single time. You got it right here. Far left streamer Hasan Piker doubles down on his support for Hamas, calling the Islamic terror group the lesser evil compared to Israel. Piker also stood on his past comments saying, that basically those type of organizations are 1,000 times better than Israel. Not only that, he has had disrespectful and nasty comments towards, what happened with 9/11 and all of that. It's definitely pretty disgusting. But you have it right here. And I'm going to show y'all a few things, obviously. You got Hasan Piker. It says the nephew of somebody. Oh, so he's the nephew of this guy right here. I didn't know that. I've seen this guy before. Says the host of the Young Turks. I didn't know that. I've seen this guy before though. It's pretty wild. Not even gonna lie. But said that America deserved, when it came down to 9/11. It's pretty crazy, sad thing. But then again, I can't say that I'm surprised, that Ilhan Omar had got on this podcast. They got on the podcast saying different things, a lot of things that was very disrespectful. Not only that, this man had, I'm pretty sure, got Ilhan Omar.
Oh my God.
Ilhan Omar
catastrophe.
This is a special gift for
a drink that she likes. A drink that she likes. She said nobody don't even know that she even likes this drink.
It's a room
Okay,
temperature.
how do you know?
It's a room temperature pure leaf iced tea.
Okay, this is like very, very embargoed information that I
I did my research.
Wow.
That's
okay.
crazy. That's crazy. So you literally have, obviously, this Hasan Piker that obviously is what do you call it? Teacher's pet in a way, when it comes to Ilhan Omar. Definitely sad. Definitely, sickening when it comes down to it. I'll put this on a chart so I can see my notes, y'all. But you have it right here, and this is the Charles Downs. I'm sure many of y'all know Charles Downs. When it comes down to Charles Downs, I remember I'm pretty sure the first video I've ever looked at with Charles Downs was, I'm pretty sure, the Jasmine Crockett video. Jasmine Crockett video when I'm pretty sure she smacked the phone. She smacked the phone out of, or smacked something out of his hand. And it's definitely wild, that these individuals continue to do stuff like this and be disrespectful, and just the things that's said. You got it right here. Laura Loomer says, ask Ilhan Omar if she would disavow Hasan Piker's "America Deserved 9/11" comments in a statement that if you really cared about Medicare and Medicaid fraud, you would an allowed person, a sitting U.S. senator, sorry, which is definitely wild. It says naturally Omar refused, any of these, Piker's comments. The thing is, they definitely support what this Hasan Piker is about, and it's definitely sickening. Yeah, literally have people that's in office that is supporting somebody that can say disgusting things like this. Check it out.
Hey, since you just appeared on a stream with your best friend Hasan Piker, will you disavow Piker's rhetoric that America deserved 9/11? And if you really cared about Medicaid, Medicare fraud, Senator Rick Scott, you think those remarks are appropriate, Congresswoman? Are you refusing to disavow Piker's America deserved 9/11 comments because you're a Muslim too?
Sickening. When I tell y'all that this is sickening, it's very sickening. Just the simple fact that they're literally showing everybody in front of their faces what they're about, and that they don't care they don't care at all about, you know, the United States, the Americans, like nothing. They don't care. And it's truly sickening and it's truly sad. One thing about it, you do have one. I'm going to show y'all some others, but you do have one Democrat that literally has something real to say, I should say. Something real to say, you know, about this Hasan Piker. Check it out.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, my God, you have many of my parties, they're proud to do events with like that Hasan Piker. Now, this is the individual that just recently said that America deserved 9/11 and that they said that Hamas is 1,000% better than Israel. And he doesn't care about the right cause Jews inbred and say these outlandish thing. And then like people like the New York Times give these glowing kinds of profile. They don't mention any of that. I mean, he's become such a raging anti-Semite. You know, even the guy that has a Nazi tattoo bailed on doing an event with him. I mean, now Democrats have to decide whose side are you in? Are you proud to stand with that kinds of an individual or stand with Israel? I mean,
man, and the crazy thing about this, not only did John Fetterman say something about this, a Democrat, but you also have CNN Dana Bash that says something as well about Hasan Piker. Check it out.
Here's some of what he actually has said about the depravity of the October 7th terror attack, the deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust. Quote, "It doesn't matter if effing happened on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect." Now, let that sink in. Hasan Piker is excusing sexual violence by Hamas terrorists. He also claims Hamas is, quote, 1,000 times better than Israel. Hamas is a designated terror organization, not just by the U.S., but by the EU, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, just to name a few. And here's what Piker said about the horrors of September 11th, 2001.
America deserved 9/11, dude. F it. I'm saying it. Like, we
Y'all hear this
totally
clown?
brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy shit. We did. We f***ing did.
Here's some
a
of what
clown.
he actually has said.
It's a clown. I'm telling y'all, he's a straight clown. And I feel like if you support, you know, somebody like you American, what I find crazy about this, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm being so for real with y'all. What I find crazy about this is the simple fact that there are people that support Ilhan Omar, people that support, you know, these Democrats that are associating themselves with Hasan Piker, with Ilhan Omar, and thinking about it, some of these people probably even have family or friends, you know, and making a comment like that, I feel like you shouldn't surround yourself around an individual that thinks like that. If he can say something that cruel, that messed up, I feel like you that's wild to me. It's truly wild to me, and it's definitely sick. You have it right here. This is Democratic Representative Ro Khanna. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. Doubles down on support of Hasan Piker. Check it out.
I do want to ask you, here we are in the midst of the midterms. You're someone who's been quite outspoken. You have made several appearances on a show hosted by socialist commentator Hasan Piker. Some of your fellow Democrats, though, have raised alarms about his views. Here are two members of a left-leaning think tank. This is how they put it. They wrote, quote, "No left-wing agitator is more influential and extreme than Twitch streamer Hasan Piker. He's referred to ultra-Orthodox Jews as inbred, employed anti-Semitic dog whistles, bloodthirsty, violent pig dog against an anti-Hamas viewer of his stream, compared liberal Zionists to liberal Nazis, and said Hamas is 1,000 times better than the Israeli state." Now, Hasan Piker says some of his comments have been taken out of context, but he largely stands by them. Do you have any regrets about appearing on his show?
None.
Bro said none. He said none. Before I want to say what I want to say, look, this is Michigan Democrat U.S. Senate candidate Abdul Said, or I don't know how to even say his name. But this Democrat defends Hasan Piker.
My question to you is, when did we start bending to cancel culture? When did we start saying that cancel culture was okay? Because clearly on your show, you have a number of people who you don't agree with, including me. And I think it's important for all of us who want to win votes, who want to build America, to go and talk to anyone, anywhere.
And we only have limited time, so I don't want to cut you off. But I'm talking about someone standing with the #1 state sponsor of terror. I'm talking about condemning the worst attack on America. If you want to vote in a country where we consider this event brought us to our knees, I'm talking about speaking to moral clarity specifically about that. I'm happy to have you on to talk about the President of the United States any other time, but would you speak to what he said about,
I just think
excuse me,
it's important,
will you speak to what he said about
9/11
and October the 7th?
Well, it's important to talk about context. My question to you is,
let me explain something to y'all. I don't care what nobody say. Having a person to speak like that, not only that, I've showed y'all 3 individuals. Do y'all notice a pattern? Not only being Democrat, but do y'all notice a pattern that I'm meaning? I can't say too much on here, but do y'all realize a pattern of who's actually supporting this clown? I'm telling you, it's truly wild to me. A lot of this is for real wild to me. I'm pretty sure Zoran Mandani. I'm pretty sure that's y'all gotta see that pattern. They truly do not care about Americans whatsoever, y'all. They do not care about Americans. And it's truly sickening that you literally have people in office that's speaking like this, supporting people like this. It's not right. It's truly not right. Not only that, you have Ilhan Omar, in deeper trouble. This is just posted for everybody, to see. But it says Ilhan Omar says this is $1 million for a substance abuse clinic, which actually happened, to be housed in a restaurant run by Somalis. It's pretty
One of
crazy
our
what's going on
spending
with her.
bills making its way through Congress was a $1 million earmark from Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, which was an earmark that was supposedly going to a substance abuse clinic, which actually happened to be housed in a restaurant and run by 3 individuals that share the same residential address, according to their IRS paperwork. Tons of red flags. So this is what we saw with the fraud involving the daycare centers. Now we see other earmarks coming directly from members of Congress where it seems fraud is being perpetrated as well. So I raised the issue, and fortunately, the House has now stripped that earmark out of that spending bill. But again, this is how easy money has been flowing to bad actors in Minnesota.
So y'all have it here. Not only that, you have all of this fraud that's been going on. I didn't put this video in, and I'm mad that I didn't put the video in, but you literally have other Somalians asking for reparations because of the things that's been caused with ICE, this, that, and the other. And y'all see all the things that's going down within the fraud of Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, and all. Speaking of Tim Walz, there's some stuff that's going down with him as well that I want to show y'all. But first, let's hear it from President Trump.
How about in Minnesota? They come from Somalia, but they come from all over. They're all crooked in Minnesota. The governor's crooked. The attorney general's a crook. He's a thief. Terrible guy. All stupid, crooked people. And they came in from, in this case, Somalia is just terrible. A lot of people say it's the worst country anywhere in the world. They have no money, no nothing. They have no government. They have no police. They just shoot each other all day long. It's just pure bedlam. Probably the worst, most dangerous country. We have some beauties. They go to Minnesota, and they stole $19 billion. $19 billion. And they're low IQ. Generally, I can generalize. They're low IQ people. They're bad people. They have 94% unemployment. In other words, they don't want to work. Get a lot of jobs available, right, with the economy. They don't want to work. Why would they work? And they sold more Mercedes-Benzes than any state in the union, because they come here with no money, and they go out, they love a Mercedes-Benz, and they go out and buy Mercedes-Benzes. And I think you're going to get to the bottom of it real easy, and every one of them should be. And Ilhan Omar, who married her husband, to married her brother. Her brother became her husband. When she has to check a book, she says, any brothers? One. Any husband? One. She checks 2 people. So on top of everything else, she gets a double income tax cut. She's a stone cold crook, and everybody knows it. And the papers, they have one paper out in particular. The guy made a living writing about her, and I spoke to him. He said, but nobody does anything about it, sir. All you have to do is get his writings from the Indianapolis Star or whatever paper he works for. You don't even have to do anything. This guy spent 10 years investigating that crook, and you got to do something about it, or our people are going to get they're already upset. Takes too long. So, JD, you go do it, and Russell, you better do it.
Definitely. And I just seen actually a post that JD Vance, you know, and that task force is definitely doing a lot when it comes down. When I say a lot, they're doing a lot in California there. But you have it right here. I said that, you know, obviously it's some things that's going down, you know, obviously in with Tim Walz in Minnesota. You literally have right here, and this is true, articles of impeachment have been officially introduced against Minnesota, you know, Governor Tim Walz, which it should. I feel like this is somebody that definitely, and I truly believe this is going to be that first example. I truly feel like it's definitely going to be that first example. But then again, y'all have it right here. It says, who thinks Tim Walz should go to prison? Ilhan Omar should be deported. Do you fully support this? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Catch y'all next one.